My name is Steadman and I am the screenwriter of The Ex-Wife. I adapted it from the best-selling book by Jess Ryder. I don't want to give too much away, so I'm going to say the setup of the story is Tasha meets the man of her dreams. A kind of magical, unlikely series of events, and they fall madly in love. She marries him, he divorces his partner, who they were having problems anyway, and they move in together. But the only thing that's really going wrong with their lives is that his ex-wife, Jack's ex-wife, is constantly present within their lives, which sort of provides like a low-level tension throughout this whole perfect lifestyle they have going. So today we are in the garden of Hayley and Toby's house, and it's a big kind of set piece scene. We've got lots of extras. It's the christening of Hayley's son, Ethan, and an incredibly uncomfortable day for Tasha when she has to spend time with her in-laws. This is the first time it's been incredibly obvious that she doesn't carry the same weight within the family as Jen. Tasha hasn't so far been accepted really into Jack's family. They're finding it hard to get over the fact that Jen, who's a family friend and Hayley's best friend at school, has been replaced by a younger model. And it's that awful kind of socially awkward thing of no one really saying they don't like her, but making it very evident they don't want her there, especially Hayley, who's got a real bite to her. Firstly, I got a call from Black Box, an email, and I had a phone call with them, and they had read some of my books, and they were interested in maybe adapting some of my books, or if I was interested in working with them. And they had some options of other material, other books. And I had a look through the options that they sent me, and I just thought that the premise and the twist of The Ex-Wife was really exciting, and I thought we could do something very original and interesting with it, yeah. Well, first of all, we did an outline, which was a kind of breakdown of what the series would be like, and I wrote the pilot script for that, which has kind of like a sort of big bang at the start of it, which I hope sort of hooks the audience in. And Black Box then took it around, shopped it around, and Paramount Plus and Clapperboard came on board, and they commissioned the rest of the series, so we turned it into a 4-part. And then it was a question of adapting the story of the book for a slightly more modern audience, because things move so fast in television, like our sensibilities of, you know, what we've seen before, what we expect to see, and then trying to subvert those instincts. So we developed some new characters, changed some characters, and added in some events that aren't in the book. And some of the motivations of the characters have changed as well. So even if you have read the book, there will be like new and exciting things for you to find in this. So there is a central character called Sam in the book, but he is a stranger, and he sort of comes into the story and he goes out of the story, and he is very different to our Sam. Our Sam is a consequence, again, of what I was saying about audience expectations. I think we've got wise to the idea that in a thriller, a central character can't have no friends. It's strange now, we're like, well, just call your friend. Like, if something strange is happening, call your friend. So I adapted Sam to be, you know, a really good friend to her, you know, but by introducing, you know, him as a more central role, it also makes him a suspect, because we're wondering, you know, is he her friend? Why has he come back? And also we developed a new storyline where, yeah, Sam has his whole other story going on as well, a subplot there. So Yeah, that was one big change. In the book, Tasha doesn't necessarily have like a drive to go back to work, and she's not, but with our Tasha, she wants to get back out into the world, and she wants to have a child and a job, and she wants to, you know, have her own life as well as her family life. So that was really important that we have that sort of modern sensibility. She's incredibly talented, and she's not a victim. She's a victim of circumstance, but everything about her fights against that. In terms of the relationship between Jack and, well, between all three of them, it's really important between Jack and Jen and Tasha. It was so important that it be completely ambiguous, because you can never really tell from the outside what's going on behind closed doors. I mean, even at the moment, like, you know, with media, trials in the media and, you know, famous relationships, you can't, even when you sit down and people tell both sides of the story, you still can't quite work out who did what wrong, or if nobody did anything wrong, they were just trying to live their own lives. Or, yeah, so it was important to keep them very human and following their own tracks of their lives. It was a really, really exciting process. How can it not be? It's people sort of ring up or they email and they say, so-and-so has the script, they're reading it. And we had a list of all the people that we all individually thought would be brilliant for it. And then it was a question of combining them in order to get the best chemistry. It's important that Tasha is played by an actress who is in her early 20s. Sometimes, you know, you can get an actor in their 30s playing down, or it's really important to me that she be the actual age she is. And then it's a question of then what ages do you set Jen and Jack at in order to highlight that, but also not make it too much of an issue. It was like a new experience for me, and I think also for a lot of them. We've been talking about it today, and Kiara, one of the producers and the production company that I'm working with, they've got a lot of things in production, but this is like, I feel like it's a project where we've all been learning a new side of things together. So it's been really collaborative in that sense. And also a kind of learning curve for all of us, because this is my first screenplay. And yeah, it's been like a really open, collaborative process. And I think loads of really exciting things have come out of that, especially when we've added on Andy and Brian, director and producer, and like new kind of, you know, inputs have come in. Everyone loves a good thriller and a mystery, and I think we're bringing something very new. It's certainly a topic that I've never seen portrayed in television before. The twist at the end is not something that I'm aware of having seen. I think it's a real dilemma. It's that very human thing of not knowing who you side with until the very end, and then understanding that maybe even you have misjudged the characters in the programme. Yeah.